Take a look at your pantry, basement, or garage. Do you have stacks of canned food waiting for an emergency? For many, these cans are a lifeline, but there's a critical mistake people make, treating canned food as set it and forget it. Over time, the safety and nutrition of your food can be compromised without you knowing. This isn't about paranoia, it's about smart, vigilant preparation. Today we're diving into 11 essential rules for storing canned food long-term. These rules are grounded in real experience in food science. Let's get started. Let's bust one of the most common misconceptions out there. Canned food does not last forever, no matter what you may have heard. The idea that you can stash cans away and forget about them for decades is simply not true, and believing this can actually put your health at risk. Sure, a can that's been sitting on a shelf for years might not make you sick if it's still sealed and undamaged, but that doesn't mean it's still good for you. Over time, the quality of the food inside changes dramatically, and its nutritional value drops off much faster than you might expect. Essential vitamins, especially vitamin C and the B vitamins, are particularly vulnerable. They start to break down soon after canning, and after just a few years, most of those nutrients are gone. What you're left with is food that fills you up, but doesn't actually nourish your body. In a real emergency or crisis, you need more than just calories to survive. You need food that will keep your energy up, your immune system strong, and your mind sharp. Relying on old, nutrient-poor canned food can leave you feeling weak, tired, and unable to cope with stress. That's why rotating your stock isn't just a good idea. It's absolutely essential if you want your pantry to be a real safety net. Make it a habit to use your oldest cans first, and always replace them with fresh ones. This simple practice ensures that you're always prepared with food that's both safe and nutritious. By keeping your canned goods up to date, you're not just making sure they're edible, you're making sure they'll actually support your health when you need them most. Think of your pantry as a living, breathing resource that needs regular attention, not a forgotten archive of dusty cans. The myth of infinite shelf life is dangerous because it gives a false sense of security. Just because something is technically safe to eat doesn't mean it's giving you what your body needs. The only way to make sure your food storage is truly an asset is to actively manage it. Check dates, rotate stock, and keep your pantry fresh. That way, you'll always be ready for whatever comes your way. Temperature is the single most important factor when it comes to storing canned food safely and effectively. If you want your canned goods to last as long as possible, you need to pay close attention to the environment where you keep them. The ideal storage temperature for canned food is what we call the Goldilocks zone. Not too hot, not too cold, between 50 and 70 degrees, or 10 to 21 degrees. If your storage area gets too hot, you're essentially slow cooking your food over time. This destroys nutrients, changes the texture, and can even cause the seals to fail, making the food unsafe to eat. On the other hand, if it gets too cold and your cans freeze, the expanding contents can break the seal from the inside, letting in air and bacteria. That's why you should avoid storing canned food in places like garages, attics, or sheds, where temperatures can swing wildly from hot to cold. Instead, look for a cool, dark, and stable environment. Basements or interior pantries, away from exterior walls and direct sunlight, are usually your best bet. Use a thermometer to regularly monitor your storage area, and consider using a temperature alert device for extra peace of mind. Even small fluctuations in temperature or humidity can stress your cans, leading to rust, bulging, or spoilage over time. So, find a cool, stable spot, shield your food from heat and cold, and keep it away from sources of moisture or direct sunlight. Getting the temperature right is truly the foundation of long-term food storage, helping you preserve both safety and quality. Remember, maintaining the right temperature is the single biggest step you can take to slow down food degradation and keep your canned goods fresh for as long as possible. Humidity is a silent destroyer of canned food, often going unnoticed until it's too late. Even if your storage area feels just a little damp, that moisture can slowly wreak havoc on your food supply over time. Moisture causes rust, especially on the seams and bottoms of cans, where it's hardest to spot. These vulnerable areas are the first to show signs of trouble, and once rust takes hold, it can spread quickly. Rust can create tiny holes, breaking the vacuum seal and letting in bacteria. Even a pinhole is enough to compromise the safety of your food, turning a once-safe can into a potential health hazard. Never store cans directly on concrete floors. Concrete wicks moisture from the ground and transfers it to your cans, accelerating rust and corrosion. This is a common mistake that can ruin an entire batch of food. Elevate your cans on shelves or pallets to allow air circulation underneath. This simple step keeps moisture away and helps maintain a stable environment for your food. In humid climates, consider a dehumidifier and keep humidity below 60%. Monitoring humidity with a hygrometer can help you catch problems early and adjust your setup as needed. Inspect cans regularly for rust. Treat minor spots with a gentle cleaning, but toss deeply pitted cans. Early detection is key to preventing bigger issues down the line. Rust is more than cosmetic. It's a structural threat that can destroy the integrity of your cans and put your food at risk. Elevate, ventilate, and inspect to keep your food safe. Good airflow and regular checks are your best defense against hidden moisture. Don't let humidity quietly ruin your entire stockpile. A little prevention now can save you from major losses later. Prevention is simple, but absolutely critical. Protect your investment and ensure your food is safe and ready when you need it most. Light is an underestimated enemy of stored food. Sunlight and strong artificial light break down vitamins and degrade fats, even through metal cans. Nutrients like vitamin A, D, B2, and K are especially vulnerable. Store your cans in a dark place, a basement, deep pantry, or opaque container. If you use open shelves, cover them, or keep them away from windows. Light exposure means fewer nutrients and off flavors. Don't assume metal cans are immune. Protect them from light. Darkness preserves both nutrition and taste. Always store cans upright, never on their sides or upside down. Upright storage keeps food settled at the bottom and protects the can's seals. Storing cans on their sides puts stress on seams and can cause corrosion, especially with acidic foods. Upright cans are easier to inspect and rotate. You can see labels, check for rust, and spot bulges. This simple habit prevents hidden damage and keeps your system organized. Respect the design. Store cans as intended. Small details make a big difference in long-term storage. The first in, first out FIFO rule is your pantry's lifeblood. Always use the oldest cans first and add new ones to the back. This keeps your food fresh and maximizes nutrition. Rotation forces you to interact with your supplies so you'll spot problems early. Specialized racks can help, but even a simple front-to-back system works. Make rotation a habit, not an afterthought. Without it, you risk eating decade-old, nutrient-poor food. FIFO is the difference between a living pantry and a forgotten hoard. Discipline here means safety and health. Rotate relentlessly. Vigilance is key. Inspect your stockpile at least twice a year. Look for bulging cans, leaks, rust, and damaged seams. These are red flags. Bulging means dangerous bacteria. Never open or taste, just dispose safely. Leaks or sticky seams mean the seal is broken. Throw it out. Deep, pitted rust, especially on seams, is a deal breaker. Dents on seams can also compromise safety. When in doubt, throw it out. Your health is worth more than a can of food. Regular inspection is your early warning system. Be ruthless in removing compromised cans. Stay vigilant. Your life depends on it. Don't let neglect turn your food supply into a liability. Information is power. Label every can with the purchase date using a permanent marker. Manufacturer dates are often confusing or unreliable. Write the month and year clearly on the top for easy FIFO rotation. Consider adding the contents if labels might get damaged. And this habit prevents confusion and speeds up rotation. Extend this system to all supplies with a shelf life. Water, medicine, batteries. Organization turns chaos into a strategic asset. Don't trust tiny printed codes. Make your own bold, clear record. Freezing and thawing is deadly for canned food. When food freezes, it expands, stressing and sometimes breaking the can seal. Thawing lets in air and bacteria, contaminating the food. Repeated cycles destroy both safety and texture. Never store cans where they might freeze, garages, sheds, or unheated cabins. If a can has been frozen, inspect it closely and use it first if it looks perfect. Never trust a can that's been through a freeze-thaw cycle. Cold can be just as destructive as heat. Protect your food from both extremes. Keep your food storage far from chemicals, fuels, and cleaners. Chemical fumes corrode cans and can even contaminate food through packaging. Never store food near gasoline, paint, or solvents. Even their fumes are dangerous. Use a dedicated, clean space for food, separate from all chemicals. If you must use a garage, create a sealed cabinet for food and ventilate well. Food and chemicals do not mix, ever. Protect your supplies from invisible contamination. Your food should taste like food, not chemicals. Even perfectly stored canned food isn't nutritionally complete for the long haul. Vitamins degrade over time, risking deficiencies if you rely solely on cans. Stockpile quality vitamin and mineral supplements, rotate them like food. Learn to sprout seeds for fresh living greens indoors. Consider a small survival garden or keep seeds for nutrient-rich crops. Canned food is your foundation, but you need more for true health. Combine cans, supplements, and fresh food strategies. This holistic approach keeps you strong and resilient. Don't just survive, thrive. Plan for complete nutrition, not just calories. There you have it. 11 rules to turn your canned food into a true survival asset. This is about empowerment, not fear. Start smart, manage temperature, humidity, light, rotation, and inspection. I've created a free guide, the Zero-Cost Prepper's Blueprint, to help you get started. Download it from the link below and take your first step toward real preparedness. Knowledge is your most valuable tool. Stay prepared, stay vigilant, and stay safe.